Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So you can see I'm very close to the camera today, and you may have noticed that I don't have any eye makeup on, which is a bit weird because the rest of my face is all made up. And that is because I'm gonna do something jazzy with my eyes today. So I decided to treat myself to a new eyeshadow palette because I've been using the same Makeup Revolution palette for about a year now, and I thought, you know what, I deserve to get a new eyeshadow palette. And also I was hitting pan on a lot of the shades that I was using all the time, so I was like, it's about time to mix up and bring something new into my makeup routine. And a couple of months ago I saw that Urban Decay were releasing a new eyeshadow palette, and it was all very sad because at the end of last year they announced that they were going to discontinue the Naked One palette. And I don't have the Naked One palette, but there was a big like uproar because like, how could they take that away? It's an iconic palette. It started off the whole collection of the Naked palettes. So then when they announced the Naked Reloaded palette, I saw that and I thought, wow, that is stunning. I need that in my life. And not only was it because it's a new Urban Decay palette, but also because the shades looked really wearable. And I like to have shades that I can wear every day and I can kind of mix it up for my everyday makeup, but also when I want to go out in the evening as well. And this palette just looked like it did the whole shebang, basically. And I'm gonna show you the palette in case you haven't seen it already. And it looks something like this. It's so beautiful. Look at it. So the texture is quite difficult. I mean, it looks like I'm just stroking it like, I don't know, something from like the Renaissance period. It's got a lovely kind of satiny, silky finish that feels a little bit Oriental inspired. It's got this orchid print on it as well, and then you've got obviously the gold foiling that says Urban Decay down the side, Naked Reloaded. I have been using it for a couple of days now, so I just thought I'd chat through my thoughts, and I'm going to do an eye look today on camera just to show you what colours that I would use. This might inspire you to try out the palette, to pick it up for yourself, because I know I looked at a few videos before I actually hit that purchase button, because it's always good to see other people's reviews before you make a decision like this, because it's not the cheapest of palettes. It was in the 30s and you want to make sure that you're making the right decision. So without further ado, I think it's time to delve straight into the palette and show you some of the stunning colours. Right, so as I've already shown you, this is the beautiful packaging. And we're going to open it up inside. Oh. Inside we have 12 lovely, lovely shades. And you may notice, and you may have already known this, that there are some shades that are slightly larger pan sizes than others. So the ones on the end, you got the shade Bribe and Barely Baked there, and Boundaries and Blur on the other end that are slightly larger, with the end shades being the largest of them all. And I think Urban Decay did this because they think that these are going to be the most worn shades, which I guess is fair enough, because you've got some matte colours here for the crease, and then here you've got kind of the highlighter shades, and this gold has been proven to be quite popular in previous palettes of theirs. You've got a few shimmery shades here, so this shade here looks lovely, as well as this one next to it, and this one here I have been wearing a fair amount on my lid just during the day. You've got some more metallic-y shimmery shades down here, as well as a good mixture of mattes as well, because I always think it's good to have a balance between shimmery and matte shades so you can create that all-in-one look. This peachy pink shade really stood out for me, and I thought that'll be really nice to incorporate into an eyeshadow look, so I think I'm going to use a bit of that today. One thing you may notice that's different from the other palettes is that it doesn't have a brush that comes with it, And I was a bit surprised because I love their eyeshadow brushes because it's double-ended, it's the perfect size for your lid and also kind of getting in under your eye as well. So I was a bit surprised that they didn't reintroduce a brush for this, but I guess it's probably designed for those Urban Decay fans that have had a previous palette already and they've already got their brush. So maybe that's where Urban Decay kind of got their thinking to remove the brush from. And also it does make it a little bit cheaper. I think the look that I'm gonna go for today on my eyes is gonna be a bit shimmery. It's gonna be from this section here. So this peachy pink retro I really want to use. I also want to use Reputation. I want to use a little bit of Angel Fire on my inner corner. And I think as a kind of transitional shade, I might use a bit of Blur here and potentially a little bit of Bucked. Because, you know, just go all out. First of all, I've just got a big old fluffy brush and I'm going to take some of this shade Blur at the end and I'm going to apply that in my crease just to kind of start deepening up the colour there. What I have found so far is that the colour you pick up immediately on your brush. You don't have to be swiping for ages. Literally like one dab into the pan is all you need really, and sometimes I'll just tap it off because I don't want to have too much powder in one go. I'm just applying this kind of not too precisely over my crease. And now I'm going to apply a bit of Bucked just over the top of where I applied Blur, just to deepen it up, but more kind of concentrated on the outside of my eye. So this shade here, the third one in, I'm going to be applying a little bit of that. Look at that colour there. Such a nice transitional shade. I'm now going to take a smaller eyeshadow brush. This is a Real Techniques one. It's the Essential Crease Brush. And I'm going to take a little bit of a retro and kind of focus that literally in this area here to add a little bit more of a pink tone. I think that will look quite nice. Literally like one tap. Look at that pigment. Oh, that looks nice. Layered on top of the brownie shades. Oh, I like this shade. Because in the pan it looks really daunting, but if you're mixing it with the other brown transitional shades on top, it just adds a lovely peachy warmth. Nice. And before I move on to the shimmery shades on my eyelid, I'm going to take this Morphe brush, which is just a white blending brush, and I'm just going to blend those all nicely and blur it out. And now I get to go and test out all the lovely shimmers. And I'm gonna go for a bit of a Reputation, this lovely, I don't even know how you describe it, it's kind of a rose goldy bronze shade. It's looking really light on the camera, I think. Yeah, there you go, that's a bit more true to the shade. That was because of the sun. And then I'm gonna go in with a bit of Angel Fire in my inner corner. But I'll start off with Reputation first. This one was one of the colours that first stood out to me when I opened the palette for the first time. Literally one tap of the pan and that's the shade I got. Like, oh, I can't, I literally cannot. With that shade, it's stunning. And now I've got a really mucky hand. Never mind. So I'm taking actually the old Urban Decay Naked 2 eyeshadow brush and I'm using the fluffier end of it, which is literally one of my favourite brushes for eyeshadow. It's amazing. Oh yeah, look at that shimmer. This is actually the first time that I've applied this on my eyes. I haven't used this shade yet. That shade is gorgeous. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see a bit better. I'm gonna go back in with this Morphe brush and I'm gonna blend out the edges again. So I'm gonna put a little bit of Barely Baked, which is the lovely gold shade, under my eye using the opposite end of the Urban Decay brush. The final part of the eye look is to add a little bit of a brighter shade into my inner corner, and for that I'm going to use Angel Fire right there, which is a lovely shimmery pink. For that I'm going to again use the end of this brush, and I might actually wet it because it's quite a shimmery shade. I feel like it might have a better impact when the brush is slightly damp. I'm also going to add a little bit just using my finger. Just for extra sparkle. There's a tiny bit of fallout on my cheek right here, but I mean that can easily just be blended away. I'm going to add a little bit more of the pink retro in my crease because it's so pretty. I just can't get enough. I mean, this might be a little bit extra to go to the supermarket in, but I'm going to add a bit of the shade Bribe on my brow bone to highlight that area. Finally, I'm going to add some mascara off camera, and then I'll come back and share my final thoughts with you guys. Now I've completed the eyeshadow look, I can say that I flippin' love this palette. It is so good. The colours are beautiful. It's like a hybrid basically of all of their popular shades from across all the different palettes from over the years. It's, oh, the colours are so wearable. Like, even though I've gone for slightly more glam eyes today, I could still actually get away with wearing this in the daytime, whatever. It's not like anything too outrageous. If you like any of these shades, and if you're like me and you wear these kind of shades anyway, it's going to be so worth the money because I'm going to get a hella lot of use out of this palette, I can just tell. I am very pleased that I bought that palette. No regrets at all. Even if my bank account is crying, I don't care. It's blimmin' worth it. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on the palette. If you've tried it, if you've swatched it, if you've got it, if you're thinking of buying it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Thumbs up. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you have an amazing week ahead, and I'll see you very soon. Bye. Just love it. Look at my eyes. My blue is like popping.